They also mean your mother and I will literally, I swear to God, we will literally kill you if you major in philosophy. Not today. You can intellectually jerk off on your own dime, buddy. It's called a library. Check out some books. No more little engine tonight, said Daddy Bear. Time for a news story called 3 Rabbits Meet the Real World. Once upon a time, Father Rabbit gave his 3 kid rabbits each $10,000, with another 100 grand going to the rabbit who made the most of this initial opportunity. Rabbit 1 took his money and invested in a modest burrow with a slightly used dependable car. He got a stable desk job that had a low income ceiling but decent benefits, and even if he didn't really enjoy the work, he did enjoy the consistency it provided. He invested in low to moderate risk 401ks, always ate at home, and never, ever bought brand name clothing. I hope he gets the money, said Girl Bear. Seems reasonable. I thought Rabbit 1 sounded like fucking door. Probably the kind of rabbit that wears a jerks off just to be super safe. No. Rabbit 1's dead, just no one's told him. Rabbit 2 made a very different choice. He took his money and flew to Amsterdam, where he indulged in a culture of casual sex, designer drugs, and partied harder than the statue of David's dick. Although fun while it lasted, Rabbit 2's hedonistic lifestyle eventually caught up with him. He was found dead in a closet, butt naked with his own belt around his neck in a failed attempt at erotic asphyxiation. No. Boy and Girl Bear looked at each other nervously. They knew if Mama Bear heard what Daddy Bear had just said, she would flip the fuck out. They also knew this was a way better story than the little engine, so they stayed quiet. Let's see where this goes. Rabbit 3 took his money and used it on a bid for a foreclosed home, then flipped it for pennies on the dollar with the help of hard-working, cash under the table, illegal Mexican label rabbits. He repeated this process time and time again, hiding most of his profit from the IRS by reporting losses on fake web businesses that only actually existed on paper. And Father Rabbit came and gave the money to the wisest rabbit. Was it Rabbit 2? Asked Boy Bear. Seriously? The rabbit who died jerking off alone in a closet. No, and I'm assuming you were joking because I don't want to pay for therapy. In my opinion, it's very overpriced. This is all science. Rabbit 3 got the money. Girl Bear was outraged. What, she said? Why not Rabbit 1? Rabbit 3 cheated. And Grandpa Bear said that cheaters never win. Yeah, he does, said Daddy Bear, but to be fair, Grandpa Bear says a lot of things. You know that sometimes Grandpa Bear says that Asian bears can't see as well because their eyes are smaller. It's true. One time he said that earthquakes are God's way of warning us about homosexuality. Because apparently he thinks God's less concerned with genocide and starvation than he is with sodomy and mustaches touching nutsacks. So, you might want a grain of salt in when it comes to Grandpa Bear's advice. The fact is, kiddo, sometimes cheaters win. Sometimes they realize that society's rules are subjective, ever-changing, and arbitrary. You don't have to take my advice either, but if you want it, I think you should trust your gut. Love often, forgive, but never forget. Take chances without being totally reckless. Life is a wonderful, beautiful gift that you only get one time for sure, despite what anybody says. Why wouldn't you take it out of the box every once in a while and play with it a little bit? For the record, that last part is not a masturbation reference. And then Daddy Bear sent his confused and forever changed cubs to bed. And he made a mental note to have 1 or 3 less gin and tonics before the next story time. And he laughed and laughed and laughed until he nearly awoke Mama Bear from her Vicodin and Chardonnay-induced slumber. And they all lived happily enough ever after. The end. Thank you guys so much. I hope you had a good time. Thank you.
It's either nurse or mailman. Mailman's another strong option. Mailman, oh shit. My mom cried and even suggested, Joseph, be a mailman. Your uncles are mailman. Your cousins, they're mailman. My stepdad, he's white. He's a fucking mailman. I swear to God. I asked him, I go, Fred, why'd you become a mailman? He's like, your mama told me to become a mailman. She shit on my dreams. She shit on my dreams. I came home from school and my mom had my uncle come over and talk to me about getting into the post office. That's all fucked, right? It's fucked up, right? Come home from school and here's my uncle. And by the way, my uncle is one of those Filipinos that hide their accent. Like he's got a thick accent, but he likes to hide the accent. Because he doesn't want anyone to think that he has an accent. And it just ends up sounding like a worse accent. He sounds like a Filipino Elvis. And I came home, I came through the door and he got up and he's like, hey Joseph, let me talk to you for a second. So I hear you want to be a comedian? Like what the fuck did you do that? Filipino mom, stop turning into Filipino mom. I can guarantee you right now, there's a ton of Filipinos in here, but I can tell you this right now, I don't know any of you, but if you met my mom, I guarantee she looks just like your mom. Identical fucking twins. I was just cut from the same cloth. I don't know what it is about Filipino women, they're beautiful at the age of 20, but right when they hit 69, they all morph into the same Filipino woman. Short hair, glasses, Louis Vuitton purse. Where are we? Chantel? More cheater? Break that mold, man. I told my son, I'm breaking that mold. I looked at my son right in the eyes and I go, Joe, look, if you have a dream and you think you want to do it, and you believe in it, and chase that dream. It'll happen. As long as you continue to follow that dream, your dad's got your back. I got you, bro, 100%. Oh my God, thanks, Dad. I go, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because I want to be an architect. And I go, Joe, I see you draw. You got another dream? What the fuck are you talking about? You ever think about nursing? What is
That guy, he's a fun guy to make fun of, but the unfortunate reality is he represents a very real part of our society and how they view mental illness. And that way is simply put, fix it! What, you got anxiety? I got an idea. How about don't have anxiety? You know what I don't do? When I don't want to do something, I fucking don't Mountain Dew it.
Don't Mountain Dew it.
That is not how mental illness works. You can't don't Mountain Dew it. Anxiety, for example, is connected to the fight or flight response, which is an evolutionary trait that humans developed over time. Because human beings used to live in caves. And every once in a while we would come out of the cave and we would be faced with a problem. Like a bear or a dinosaur. Based on which type of books you like to read. And then your body has to make a decision. But here's the thing. In caves anymore. We live in houses with locks. But some of us, the fight or flight response doesn't always work correctly. So you'll just be sitting in your house on a Wednesday, eating a sandwich, and your body will go, bear! Bear attack! You're like, I swear to God, it's a ham sandwich. I know it's just a ham sandwich. Run for your fucking life, man! There's bears in here! And then you're in a bear attack. There's a lot of ways you can deal with a bear attack, and I'm not trying to disparage medication. Whatever you need to get out of it is good, but I think medication addresses the symptoms, not the issue. Symptoms, not the problem. So for anxiety often and stuff like that, medication takes that fight or flight response and just turns it off. Now, is having irrational fear bad? Yep. But is not having rational fear also bad? I'm gonna go with yes. Have you ever met someone who's not rationally scared of stuff? They're the most terrifying people on the entire earth. I was at a biker bar in the afternoon one day, and I'm sitting at the biker bar, and we're out on the patio, and out there are 14 bikers, and I'm talking like real tough bikers, not like Wild Hogs bikers. More like the bad guys in Wild Hogs. God, that's the best joke I've ever written. The point is, they're tough-looking, scary men. In front of them, they have all their Harleys lined up, one right after another, right? In the distance, I hear Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me. Pour some sugar on me. Now it's getting louder. Now it's getting louder. Now it's getting louder, and now it is loud. Come ripping around the corner on a 10-speed bicycle with a boombox bungee corded to the front of the 10-speed bicycle is an adult man in a Looney Tunes cut-off t-shirt, jean shorts that I'm sure he made himself, and Crocs. He rolls up to the biker bar playing Pour Some Sugar on Me, hops off of his bicycle, walks it in between two of the Harleys, kickstands his bike, in the process kicks one of the Harleys. Then he looks right at the bikers' faces and goes, "Hey, is this music too loud for you guys? Because if it is, I could sure turn it the fuck up." And then he turned it as loud as it went, pointed at the bikers' faces, and just back shimmied his way into the bar. 14 of the scariest men I've ever seen in my life were all like, "We're not fucking with that guy." He is not rationally scared of anything. It's time to get on these hogs and ride.
So, midnight on this flight, the lights come on, and that's too early, right? It's too early for the red eye. I panic. I think we're dying. So, I see the flight attendant. I go, "Hey, what the fuck's happening?" And she goes, "There's a medical emergency in the back. Are you a doctor?" And I go, "Look at me. You think I'm a doctor?" And she goes, "Are any of you?" And we go, "No." I said, "I think we just established that none of us are doctors. How about you kill those lights so we can go back to sleep?" And she goes, "Well, he needs help." And I go, "Well, we're not doctors. We could stand around him for a while if you think that'll help." Yeah, he's fucked up. Huh? Comedian. Mostly stories. Hanging, I don't fucking know. So, half an hour later, the lights are still on. I go, "What are we doing?" And she goes, "I think we're gonna divert." And I go, "Divert? Does that mean we're gonna dump fuel?" Have you ever asked somebody something so profoundly stupid to them that they have to physically regroup before they answer your question? Like, she went to answer, and she's like, "Huh." Like, her brain was like, Control, Alt, Delete, rebooted. And she goes, "Divert doesn't mean dump fuel, you dumb shit." And I was like, "I know, I was just playing." She said, "We're going to land at the nearest airport. We'll get them off and we'll get them help. Then we'll continue." And I go, "You gotta be shitting me." And she goes, "No." And I said, "Well, what if he's dead?" And she goes, "What?" And I go, "If he's dead, we're not just going to land to drop off some luggage, right? We're going to keep going." And she goes, "I guess so." And I said, "Well, in that case, I am a doctor. And I'm going to need a pillow, stat." And then I fucking killed a guy on a plane. It was the most fun I've ever had in my life.
I'm a loser, people. Oh yeah, let's get that out of the way. You know, 36, not married. I sleep
Alexa,
on.
turn it up.
It's awful. I'm at that age where everybody I know is getting married. Dude, let me ask you a question. Why the hell do people keep getting married? You know what I mean? Isn't anybody looking at the stats? What's it like? 3 out of 4 marriages go right down the drain now? People, if you were going skydiving and they told you 3 out of 4 parachutes weren't going to open, you'd be like, yo, forget it, I'm not going. Take those odds.
Still not good.
I got a 75% chance of splatting on the ground. I'm not doing it. But there's something about getting married. People just have to do it, right? They're just like, is this the line to lose half my stuff? Awesome. This is going to be great. Okay, it's like this herd mentality. How many buffalo can you watch go over the cliff and you're still like, well, maybe I can fly? I'm just kidding. You know what? I'll get married. I'll get married the day I see a married guy who actually like looks happy. You know what I mean? Every time you see a married dude, anytime you ask them what it's like being married, they always tell you it's good, but they have a look on their face like they have like an appendicitis. Oh, it's hilarious. You're like, yeah, you know, so what's it like being married? They're like, yeah, it's good, it's good. It's good, yeah, it's a lot of work, but you know, it's good. You know, when you meet the right person and, you know, it starts to click, you know, it's a good thing. You know, I enjoy it. You'll meet that person, you know when you know. I can't feel my legs. No, you know when you know. It's definitely, it's a good thing. Just
My son thinks he's becoming a man, and he isn't, and that's very fun for me to watch. I was sitting at the table eating cereal. The bus was coming, and he ran out of his room, and he goes, hey, can I use your deodorant? I forgot mine at school. And I go, yep, just don't get any pubes on it. And he goes, I don't even have any up there yet. And then he ran away. And I started laughing. Not because he doesn't have pubes, I don't care about that. It's because who is that honest with their father ever? If I was 13 and my dad goes, don't get any pubes on my deodorant, even if I didn't have pubes, I would have went in the bathroom, cut my sideburns, and sprinkled that shit onto the deodorant. Sorry about the pubes, but I'm a man. I can't help it. It was just one swipe and all those pubes came off. I'm such a man. All the new pubes. Push out the old pubes onto your deodorant. I'm gonna go build something before school. Excuse me. But I started laughing, and when you're eating cereal, you can't laugh. I didn't know that. It's like whistling with crackers in your mouth. It's impossible because cereal is saturated with milk, and when you laugh, your tongue pushes the cereal up against your soft palate and squishes out the milk, and it comes out the sides of your mouth, and it drips all over your chest. Well, I don't sleep with a shirt on, which means I don't need cereal with a shirt on, which means I had milk all over these tits. And my wife walked around the corner and goes, seriously? And then walked away. Okay, what the fuck do you mean, seriously? What do you think was going on here? You thought I finished my Cinnamon Toast Crunch, didn't know what to do with the milk, and I was like, you know what? Oh, God, yeah. Do it. God, it's so warm. No. My son came upstairs one day and he goes, hey, I just did 50 push-ups. I said, for what? And he goes, in case you get in a fight. If you have to push yourself off the ground 50 times during a fight, stay down. You're the worst fighter of all time. One day he goes, I need a cell phone. I said, not happening. He goes, but it's for emergencies. Run, bitch. Your legs are still under warranty. Well, all my other friends have one. Well, they can call the cops while you go hide in the bush. Well, my son in the movie theater, we got a pop and popcorn combination to share. And he goes, hey, can you get an extra straw? I said, for what? And he goes, your saliva. So then I reminded him he came from the inside of my dick. I don't have a lot of rules at my house. But one of them is you do not get to have a problem with my bodily fluids if you used to be one of them. You have billions of brothers and sisters on a towel on the bedroom floor right now. They would be happy to share a straw with their father at the movie theater, you selfish son of a bitch.
Selfish son of a bitch.
Sometimes I call my son a son of a bitch just to call my wife a bitch. She has no idea it's happening. What's wrong with you? He's being a son of a bitch. I know he is. Yeah, you do. Boom.
I do like Starbucks. They do everything right. Right down to the bathrooms. They're one person at a time. They're clean. It's nice when you're traveling. But I hate it when you're in there and somebody ruins it for you by constantly just jiggling the handle. Jiggle once and wait. That's protocol. But sometimes they just keep jiggling and jiggling, and then they start knocking, and maybe you don't hear this. And whenever they start knocking, I always feel this weird urge to take off all my clothes except my underwear, and then answer the door confused. Like, can I help you? I think you got the wrong house, buddy. Okay. How about you get off my porch? All right. Because you know, if I did that for a second, I go, like, where the hell am I? I don't feel so good. I think about harassing strangers like that constantly. I think we all have a little bad, funny thought voice in our head, encouraging us to do things that are socially inappropriate, but potentially beautiful. Like you're out somewhere in public and somebody just happens to bend over directly in front of you, you hear it. Do it. Smack it. Then you have another voice going, funny to think about, not funny to do. And then you get drunk, and that voice passes out first. And you become hilarious to you. I used to play a horrible practical joke with my dad growing up. When we were out in public, I thought it was funny to make strangers believe he was physically abusive. Yeah, I know. When he'd make a sudden motion towards me for whatever reason, I would just be like, He gets so mad he wanted to hit me for real, but he couldn't. I thought that was hilarious until years later he told that story to my wife, and she did it to me at the mall once. She only did it once though, so when we got home, I beat the shit out of her. That joke's called shame on you for laughing at the end. It's not funny. That was a trick and you failed.
I tell a lot of stories in that special. I tell one at the end of the special about meeting Mike Tyson, and apparently the ending of it is unsatisfactory to some people. I get emails. I don't know why. They just go like, hey, what happened next, you dick? You know how people are super cool online like that? So I've been telling people at live shows what happened next, because to give you context, if you don't know, I met Tyson on a flight. He told me to give him his phone number at the end of our conversation. I gave it to him, and I don't expect to hear. The next day, he actually calls me. I'm in my hotel room, and he goes, "We're coming to your show tonight, brother." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "Yeah, we want to watch you work." And I go, "I'm honored." And he goes, "It's all love." And I was nervous, and I panicked, and I just went, "I love you." And he went, "Good luck at your show." And he hung up the phone. That's how it ends, because it's an ending, you know? The phone hangs up. So here's what actually happened next. I left the hotel. I went to the club, right? I see the manager of the club. In retrospect, it must have been bananas for him to hear what I was about to say, but I wasn't thinking like that because I just experienced it. Oh, hey, man, I gotta tell you, Mike Tyson may or may not come to the show tonight. And he went, "Okay. I'll set up a table for him and JFK, and then they can watch the show together." And I go, "Thanks, Dick." And he goes, "No problem." So I do my show. You can't see who's in the showroom, right? You can't. So I finish, I walk off stage, I walk to the back of the show. If I walk to the back of the showroom, I feel the jaws of life grab my shoulder with tremendous force. Like, you ever had somebody grab your shoulder and then that knocked the wind out of you? Because that's what happened to me. I'm walking back there and I feel like, and I go, ah, like that. And as I feel that grab, I hear, that's a funny showtime. And I go, Mike, and he goes, yeah. I go, I didn't think you were coming. He goes, I know. Okay. And he goes, let's go to the green room. So he took me to my green room. You understand? That's like someone being like, we're going to your house. And you're like, okay. And then you walk in and they're like, make yourself at home, man. So we walk in, he goes, I can smoke in here? I'm like, you can take a shit in here. Shit on the floor if you feel like it. Start smoking. I think it's weird to see a championship level athlete just run through cigarettes. But he was 2, 3, 4. After his 5th cigarette, he goes, hey, you got a window? It's a little late for that. He goes, you got one? And I go, no. And he goes, yeah, that's when I know you made it. When your green room has a window. I don't even know what the fuck that means. So I go, why? And he lights another cigarette. And he goes, because windows are the shit. That is his explanation. Well, I would like Mr. Tyson to know something that here, tonight, in the historic Vic Theater in the great city of Chicago, Illinois, in my green room right fucking now, no windows, all right? So, yeah. I'm still grinding right now.
No, I just talk to married guys and they scare me. Anytime you ask a married guy, what's it like being married, they always tell you it's good, but they have a look on their face like they have like an appendicitis. So it's confusing. It's like, dude, what's it like being married? Like, yeah, it's good, it's good. No, it's good. It's, it's a lot of work, but, it's good. You know, when you meet that special someone, it's definitely, I can't feel my legs. It's enjoyable. You get this picture battle. Married dudes are pathetic. Married guys whisper in their own house. You ever notice that shit? Their own fucking house. They pay for half of it, right? And they whisper. Talk normal until you ask them to do some fun shit. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, how's it going? Like, yeah, what's up? You know, all that shit. Hey, you want to go to the next game on Tuesday? Yeah, hey, but we just got to ask them. Terrified.
I had to go to a parenting group before I had my little girl, and they got hooked up with this hippie couple, and they're really weird. Like, you already know what you're gonna name your baby? That is so 90s. It's the 21st century. You don't let the baby come out of my wife's vagina and let it inspire us into naming it. Really? Well, enjoy raising a baby named Stinky Purpley, Wrinkly Shitty. Because those are the first 4 words you're gonna be inspired with when you see that little ball of pus. Have you ever seen a newborn? They're gross. Mr. Daniels, would you like to hold your daughter? Well, wash her off first, then I will. This is a new shirt. Somebody told me we were taking pictures today. People ask me if I'm a good dad. Probably not. But I don't think you know until later on anyways, do you? They either end up in prison or they have a job, I think. Yeah, well, he stabbed the guy and he ran away, so he's a good kid. I signed him up for track. It was me. Hey, you're welcome. Mission accomplished, really. I lie to my son to get him to do stuff. I think all parents do. Eat your carrots, they make you strong. So I have to take it. My kid's 7. He doesn't care if he's strong. So I'm like, eat your carrots. You can fly. And I know he believes me, because now when he eats a carrot, he'll shut his eyes and start to shake really hard like he's going to hover. I hope his friends tell him the line before he figures it out on his own. Eats a whole bag of carrots and just jumps off my roof. Come in the house with a busted arm. I can't fly, ass face! So I'll shut off all the lights and try to crawl away, but that's not going to work because he's going to have impeccable night vision. I use scare tactics at my house to get my kids to do stuff, and it works. My kids got their pictures taken, and it was my job to get frames, and it was buy two, get the third one free, so I did. I put my son's picture up in the hallway, and I put my daughter's picture up in the hallway, and I put the third frame up in the hallway, but I left the picture that came with the frame in the frame. And then one day my son said, "Daddy, who's that other little boy?" And I said, "He was your brother, but he didn't listen." So we sent him down the river to live with the devil. Now go clean your room. And now when he goes, "What if I don't want to?" "All right, smart ass, go get your swim trunks." I'm a strict dad. I won't let my son use gutter bumpers at the bowling alley. Why? Because he's 7. Throw the ball straight, jackass. How hard is that? Kids get way too much false hope in this country. They don't keep score at Little League games. They should. Those kids need to know they're losers and suck at baseball. That way they'll quit and go do whatever they're good at, like cure cancer or whatever. You ever seen a kid using gutter bumpers? "Hey, mister, I got a strike." "No, you didn't, you little window licker." It bounced 5 times before you even hit a pin. It's not part of the game. You'd be in the middle of the 3rd frame with 0 right now if you weren't cheating. Now go get your dad so I can kick him in his pussy. Yeah, the rest of you that aren't laughing, you can pay for his welfare, because I'm sure as fuck not gonna. "My dad helped me with everything. Now I don't know what to do. Government cheese."
7th place. I wasn't even paying attention to the time. Shit.
I actually coached my son's t-ball team, which is fantastic, because the kids were great. The parents were the problems. "Hey, you the coach? How come my boy isn't pitching?" "Because it's t-ball." "I'd be happy to put the ball on his head and let the other kids swing at it if you like." Would that make you happy, crabby ass? The best play I ever saw, a little girl dove for a ball, caught it in midair. Her dad didn't even say nice play, just goes, "Get up and tag him, get up and tag him." She dropped the ball and the glove, runs over and goes, "You're it," then runs back. And the innocence of children is unbelievable, you guys. If you're ever in a bad mood, you have to go watch a t-ball game. It has the entertainment value of the Special Olympics, so you can laugh because they're not retarded.
Alexa, pause. Alright, guys, I'm not gonna do this for another 30 minutes. That's just ridiculous. Give that a. Oh. Oh, we got a car. Oh, I completed it? I don't feel like I completed that. A Mazda 787B. I guess I'll take that. I don't know what it is, man. Sorry. Did I beat the game? Oh. credits. Get it away! No! I really gotta sit through this. Wow. Alexa, play.
Some people don't like that joke, and to you people, I say, I don't care. I think retarded people have lived a fairly charmed life. Remember high school, taking a math test, sweat's dripping down your face? So you take a break, you look outside, what'd you see? The retarded kids coming back from their 4th field trip of the day, talking shit. We got ices! I don't know a lot, but I do know you get 16 hours detention on 1 blue slip for yelling "fuck you tards" in math class. Actually, I went to a class reunion and was reminded of that story. I don't know if you've ever been, but my ex-girlfriend was there from high school. We didn't date past high school, and she was still such a bitch. She was like, look how great my life has become since I dumped your loser ass. I'm a peacock. I'm spreading my feathers. I'm a peacock. I'm like, oh, I'm a head butter, so stick it in here one more time. Put it right on your beak, peacock. She goes, this is my husband, Darren, and he's 4th generation attorney. Who introduces someone like that? Besides her. So I was like, hey, Darren, I'm Chad. I actually dated Stacy in high school. And he goes, oh, you dated her? That's interesting, because for our honeymoon, I took her around the world. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, because for junior prom, I took her virginity. Like my dad and my grandpa never touched her, so I'm 1st generation cherry popper and shit. He was not happy about it like you guys. He was like, I graduated top of my law class and aced the boards, and I object. I was like, I watch Law and Order on Wednesdays, and you're overruled, bitch. Right, because now he can't hit me. The scene has totally changed. I'm not even there anymore. Oh, I'm at the courthouse. Read the white letters. Apartment in the Bronx, 10:38 a.m. Queens with Jerry Orbach. It's a rerun.
This is what men need to realize about when women dress to the nines to go to clubs. That shit ain't for us. Women don't dress up for men, and I'll prove it to you. When women go out for ladies' night, you know that night their friend Danielle's had a tough week? And they just need to take her out for drinks and dancing with no dudes and no drama? They don't go out in sweatpants and t-shirts, do they? No, they go dressed to the nines because they're going to show these bitches what's up. Single men can't even comprehend that. Single men would not go out if we're not trying to fuck. That's rude. That's rude. You're going to go to a building where everyone's trying to fuck that's designed to make people want to fuck, and you know you don't want to fuck? That's selfish. Girls don't have to dress up for men. There's never been a time in history when men didn't want to fuck women. Ever. No matter what stupid shit you put on your body or dumb shit you've done with your hair, men have always been like, yeah, great. Take it off, please. The 80s? Did you see people in the 80s? Everybody was ugly as shit for fucking 9 years. If you took the hottest girl from 1986 and walked her up here right now, we'd all be like, get that fucking meth head out of here. They had their bras on, their boobs were still way down here. They had shoulder pads that just exacerbated the situation. Every woman in the 1980s looked like some kind of saggy boob linebacker. They had their hair all hairsprayed in the wind. They could barely... We fucked the shit out of those sail-haired women. Some of you are on the planet tonight because one of those sail-haired women got fucked. And I'm not saying your mom's not beautiful. I'm just saying I bet she looks at a picture of herself then and goes, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Man, that was the 80s. We were fucked up on cocaine and Toto. All fashion is women trying to one-up each other. It's all it's ever been. If fashion was ever for men, by men, every fall all you'd ask is, what's the new hoodie? Oh, well, this year they put a pocket in for your sword. That's what men's fashion would be. It'd just be weird pockets and shit for things that made us feel like more of a man. Like, what's that on your sleeve, bruh? Oh, that's a pad from a falcon. Then you lift that up, I keep my weed in there. Falcon weed. Look at a photographic history of fashion. It's just women going, fuck you, Tammy. No, fuck you, Denise. No, fuck you, Lisa. Look at boobs in the last 20 years. Boobs went from down here, up here, now they're just out and shit. When I was a kid and girls got caught stuffing their bras, all the other girls in class made fun of her. Now, bras just come stuffed. That shit's in there. There's something you need to realize about all this small boob shit, ladies. It's in your heads. Guys fuck small boob chicks all the time. That's why they're still around. Do you not know how it works? If no one fucks you, you get phased out. And we've been on this planet long enough to where if nobody was fucking small boob chicks, they'd be an anomaly. They'd be in carnivals and shit. You'd pay a nickel and walk in the tent and go, there's just nothing there. It's crazy. But look around. There's a lot of small boob chicks, so there's a lot of small boob chicks getting fucked. All right? It's not your boobs, I promise. It's your personality. Thank you all very much. Peace and love, everybody. Thank you.
But if you say that to a bike rider, they'll all tell you the same thing. Riding a bike is like my thing, you know? It's like, it's my thing. Really? When did your imagination stop evolving? When you were 4? Riding a bike is not your thing. It's not your thing if everybody can fucking do it and everybody loves riding their bike. It's not your thing. Like, people love to claim traveling. They'll be like, traveling is really my thing. No, it's not. You don't meet somebody that likes to travel and go, you like to travel? Get the fuck out of here. I've never met anybody like you in my entire life, man. I think I'm gonna shit my pants right now. What else are you into? Steaks and blowjobs? Because that'd be crazy. Traveling is not your thing. If it's your thing, it's got to be kind of odd, you know, a little peculiar. Like, hey, why are you grinding down rocks? I like to make my own sand. What? It's kind of my thing. That's your thing. Not like, my thing's eating brownies. No, fatty fat. You don't have any self-control. And you're shoveling sugar into your water buffalo carcass. That's not your thing. Make it different, weird. I like it when people pee on my feet. All right, that's your fucking thing. Have a thing. I am happy to be just in a city that functions normally and shit right now. I spent the last 2 weeks in Las Vegas, and that is a terrible idea. You need at maximum 72 hours in Vegas. After that, you need to get your shit, and you need to get the fuck out. Right? 2 weeks in Vegas is basically like somebody saying, hey, do you want to have pizza and cake and beer and drugs all day, every day, for 2 weeks? And my answer was, fuck yes, I do. Yes. But then on the third day, I was like, I think I'm going to throw up. I think I'm going to throw up now. The only cool thing were the hookers. And I did this every day to hookers, and you can do this too. Not just you, everybody. Next time you see a hooker, go up to her and be like, hey, $50. And she'll be like, more like 500. Be like, all right, sounds good to me. Then you go back to the hotel, and she'll be like, all right, let's see the money. And then you say, no, you pay me. Yeah, I'm a hooker. Yeah, I was trying to offer you a deal. But then you insisted on paying more. So, cough it up. Go to a party. She won't laugh at all. It's funny.
I got a dog recently. I did. I went down to the pound. I got one of those free dogs. Yeah, that's how I say it. I don't say I rescued a dog. I hate when people say that. It's like totally obnoxious. It's complete exaggeration. She's a rescue. Yeah, I rescued her. Really? Did you pull her out of a burning building? Did you jump in a river with your clothes still on with no concern for your own safety? Or did you just go down to the pound and get a free dog? Isn't that what you did? Stop acting like you had to take out a couple of guards, crawl in on your elbows using hand signals. Dude, you ever go down to the pound? They're just giving them away. They don't even do a background check. You want him? Hey, get out of here. Who's next? You want a poodle? Come on, you got a perm. It'll be hilarious. Actually, my girlfriend got the dog when I was on the road. I was on the road, she got the dog. Classic girlfriend move, right? That's just a 10 to 15 year commitment. Why would you include me in that decision? What would I need to know? So we're Skyping. I thought she got one of those little shit dogs, you know? Like a Yorkshire Terrier or something you could punt across the room if it got out of line, right? Something you could take your day out on. You know what I'm saying? Take your day out. And so we're Skyping. I go, let me see it. So she pans around, and I think I'm going to see, you know, some little Chihuahua, whatever the hell those dogs are. I'm immediately staring at like this hellhound, this just massive dog, and it looks. I start freaking out. I'm like, is that a pit bull? Please tell me you didn't get a pit bull. She's like, it's not a pit bull. It's a mix. Mix with what? Another pit bull? Look at that thing. It's like it's been doing pull-ups its entire life. Its front paws were still taped up and shadow boxing. It's got a teardrop tattoo. It's a pit bull. What more do you need to see? Oh, it gets worse. Her and a friend actually didn't get it down at the pound. They found it by the Los Angeles River. Yeah, this thing was the real deal. She's sitting there going, it was out there for 10 days. Don't you think that's bad? No, it's scary. Because judging by its physique, it got plenty of protein over the last week and a half. It wasn't eating nuts and berries, all right? It was choking out joggers. It was twisting heads off of rabbits. You brought a murderer into the house. You just rescue an alligator while you're at it. Stick it under the bed. Add to the excitement. You know what's great, though? I fell in love with the dog. Absolutely love this dog, and I'm totally sold on the breed. And I know a lot of people don't like pit bulls because they ate a couple of kids. I understand that. I'm telling you, you owe it to yourself at some point in your life to walk down the street with a pit bull. You gotta do it. It's tremendous. People just get out of the way. 3-4 blocks away, they see me coming. They immediately start crossing the street. I love it. I feel like a king. I don't know why black people complain about that. I love having the whole side of the street to myself. It's awesome. Yeah. Black people have no idea how difficult it is as a white man to have to walk down the street every half a block, have frivolous conversations about the weather. I'm thinking it's gonna rain. Why? Why do we have to have this conversation? No, it's tremendous. I like the respect. Look at me. My whole life I've looked like Ron Howard. You realize that? My whole life I've been mugged repeatedly. I've never had any street cred whatsoever. The second they see this four-legged P90X body coming down the street, that's it. It's the best dog on the planet. You gotta get a pit bull. I'm telling you, man. It's like a gun you can pet. Get two of them. Come down to you, just strapped. All of a sudden, there's no line at the ATM. It's just the whole world opens up for you.
I know my wife doesn't think I'm a complete idiot because she let me put 2 babies inside of her, and she's very good at genetics. And now she needs my help sometimes because we have a teenage boy living in our home and her body didn't go through those changes. Thank goodness. But mine did. So she's got to come ask the expert. When my son turned 13, she came in. She goes, oh, we have a teenager now. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to knock. First and foremost, we are going to knock. Even if the door is open, reach around and give it a tap. Because he might be reaching around and giving it a tap. Because teenage boys are the most disgusting creatures on the face of the earth. Monkeys throw their own shit at you, and I'd rather be living with one of those. Because I'm scared to touch anything in my house, I open the refrigerator with my foot because I don't know if he had sex with it when I wasn't home. Because 98% of the guys in here got off the school bus before their parents got home from work, looked at that little space in between the couch cushions and thought, maybe. That might feel right. Oh, dear God. What is that, velvet? Some women are looking at me like I'm such an asshole and a creep. Enjoy your dildos, hypocrites. It's the same thing. You're fucking a not person. You think it's more Christian because God can follow the tracking number? My son came out of his room one day with some laundry, and he said, hey, I need to do this. My wife said, set it down, I'll do it. And he goes, no, I'll probably do it. And she said, I don't want you breaking the washing machine. And I said, I don't want you sticking your hand in your own son's semen. That seems like something a woman would not forget about. It also seems like something that would make a woman feel less sexy. And if you take the sex away in my house, you can start dropping the kids off every other weekend at my new place. Because we had a deal. And that deal was I get to have sex with her forever. And she gets to twirl around in a white dress in front of her family one night. The best part was her dad financed the whole thing. How great is that? He paid for it. I call him the wingman. He has no idea what I'm talking about. He just gets all happy when I'm like, what's up, wingman? Yeah, I am the wingman, aren't I? You goddamn right you are. If he's ever on his deathbed, I'm going to lean down and just whisper, thanks for all the pussy. What did you say to him? I said he doesn't have to be strong anymore, just let go. And he trusts me, so he did it.
Discover the untouched at Sun Valley Resort. Stay and ski at the #1 resort named by Ski Magazine. Distance yourself in the mountains, exploring 380 acres of new expert terrain. Opening this season, unwind at the iconic Sun Valley Pool and Spa. Breathe in the crisp mountain air, glide through pristine Nordic trails, and immerse yourself in nature. Tap now or visit sunvalley.com to book your trip today.
And I want you to make some great loud noises for the hilarious, the really funny Dan Cummings!
Oh, thank you guys. One more time for Brandon and Pat.
Thank you for coming out. If you guys have ever heard any of my stuff before, you know it tends to be fairly negative. Sometimes aggressively hateful. I wish I wasn't like that. I really did. I wish I was like a more positive, happy-go-lucky person. I see those people that seem to have fun lives. You know, get along with everybody. That'd be nice. Just so many people just rub me the wrong way. Right? A while back, I was trying to put myself in a more, positive mindset. I was driving down the road, and I was like, you know what? It can't just be everybody else. I got to take some responsibility. A lot of this has to be me. I got to stop judging people so quick. I got to calm down, see the best in others. And as I'm thinking these kind of positive thoughts, this complete piece of shit just cuts me off the traffic. Like, dude, I'm trying to be positive right now. Normally I would snap in that situation. I'm like, no, I'm not going to snap today. Not going to snap. You know what? Because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Maybe he just didn't see me. That's all. He'll realize what he did. Eventually he'll apologize. That's all I wanted. Just a little recognition for him almost killing me. Just a little like, oh, sorry about that, buddy. I didn't see you. And I'd be like, don't even worry about it. I'm different now. I don't even care. Whatever somebody does in that situation. But he doesn't acknowledge me. So then I'm like, well, maybe he really truly didn't notice. And I just give him a little honk to let him know he almost killed somebody, but like a light honk. Like a non-threatening, not trying to start shit, not trying to escalate it, more of a gentle caress of the steering area than an assertive push, just a little like, I don't like it when you do that. He hears that and then immediately just takes the window all the way down and then just pop, just full tricep extension. All caps on that one. A lot of exclamation points. Just holds his finger out there, leaves it for a long time. I see it. I see him flipping me off. I see his face in his rear view mirror, just his pompous, entitled, just smug, just fucking punchable face. And that's when I thought, no, I give up. I tried, I give up. And so then I raced up alongside him and I threatened his life like a normal person does in that situation.
Here's all I'm saying. I can't tell you where to go. I can tell you where not to go. Wherever they filmed the first 48 on A&E. Now, if you're not familiar with the show, here's what it is. Camera crews follow real homicide detectives for the first 48 hours after a murder. And the reason that time distinction is so important is that after 48 hours, they give up on that murder. They're like, that's some old shit. What do you want to do today? You're like, how about you keep trying to solve that murder, man? That shit happened on Monday. It's Wednesday. We're not going to solve that shit. Really. There are so many amazing moments on that show. So many. A lot of the episodes take a similar path. I'm blown away, first of all, at how many times there's a witness to a murder. It's crazy. I always thought murders happen in dark alleys. Nobody saw shit. No. Every other episode, they're like, you see that shit? And I'm like, I saw that shit. Yeah. Where? Right fucking here. Really? I was standing here, and then he killed that dude there. What he looked like? He was like 5'2" to 6'8", something like that. And they're like, that's the fucking description you're gonna give us? Anything else about him? Yeah, he had ears too. Thanks, man. No problem. They still will sketch that shit out. And they show it to people. Do you know this guy? And everyone's like, nah. But then one guy will be like, yeah! That's Cricket right there! You're like, oh shit. You know him? I've been knowing Cricket 27 years! What's his real name? Man, that's just Cricket. I don't even know. Stop being white and weird. That's a perfect fucking impression, and you know exactly who that was, right? Yeah, it's a black guy. He's wearing a wife beater, and he's got on a dirty hat. And he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And he looks like he's about 33, but you find out he's 76 years old. And he speaks super aggressively to the cops. I've been out here for a minute! And they're like, all right, Jesus. When was the last time you saw him? He came through with jellyfish last week.
With jellyfish last week.
Smoke! And I'm like, all right.
Came through with jellyfish.
They always cut to the whitest detective from that guy, too. They cut from that guy to the guy who's like, I don't think he's gonna help us out. We're gonna have to find Cricket on our own. That show has the best moment in television. It's the most dramatic thing you could ever see. It's real life, and that is the interrogation. The interrogation is amazing, because here's the thing about drama. You want to have a great, dramatic moment, raise the stakes. Guess what? There's no higher stakes than somebody being questioned about taking somebody else's life. It's inherently compelling television. It is also super serious. But the detectives insist on using the suspect's street name, so the whole thing turns into a fucking cartoon. Like, they're literally like, your life is on the line. We need to talk to you. Why don't you have a seat? Little stank, why don't you sit down for a second?
Little stank.
Did you or did you not know Dookie shoes? I don't know no Dookie shoes. I got a picture of you hanging out with Dookie shoes. I mean, I've seen them. I don't know. And then they'll throw one bit of evidence against the wall, hoping it'll solve the case. They'll be like, well, we were talking to Naamin, and he said that you were at the 7-Eleven last week. And he'll be like, yeah, I shot him in the face. And you're like, God damn, really? That's all it took to break you? Dude, lie. Lie for longer. You can kill somebody, you can't lie for 10 fucking minutes about it? Like, dudes will break on. I heard you had on a blue shirt last Friday. Yeah, I stabbed those 4 people. Dude, a lot of people have blue shirts, man. You can still get out of this. Here's what I've learned watching that show, okay? You can't handle that shit. Everybody's like, I'm gonna talk to the cops and straighten this whole thing out. You're gonna do 25 to life. Have fun with that, man. Nobody asked for a lawyer. I've seen 300 people get interrogated on this show. 2 of them were like, can I talk to a lawyer? And both times the detectives were like, fuck! And then at the end of those episodes, it said on the screen, all charges against Tayshawn were dropped. Or Jim, pick a fucking name. Let's be honest, there's no Jims on the show. I've seen every episode. And it doesn't start with, hey, Bryce, can we talk to you for a second, man? Where were you last Friday? I was over at Tanner's house. And then Skylar had a party, so we went over there. And then we picked up Connor and we had pancakes. Sorry, bro. You're detective, bro.
I'm 37 and single, man. Nobody plans that. Right? No one's in high school right now going, I'm just going to wait till the end and see who's left. I'd like to date a girl my age, if for no other reason than she would get my references. You get tired of telling girls who the Black Crows were. And I don't know if you've ever dropped a Fletch reference on a 23-year-old female, but you might as well hand that girl a Rubik's Cube and a beeper. She's just staring at you like, what's a water buffalo? It's hard to even find a single 37-year-old woman. And then when you find one, they have a tendency to fall into one of 3 categories. They're either super career-oriented, successful chick, so I'm out, right? Those girls aren't attracted to guys like me. Those girls are looking for a man who owns a suit. I have a pair of slacks. I don't know where they are. But I know I got them because my mom bought them for me. So I had something to wear when people die. I don't know if you've ever shown up to somebody's funeral in jeans, but your mom refuses to let that shit go. 2 Christmases later, I opened up a pair of slacks. Like, the fuck is this? She goes, Grandpa's not looking so good. Christ. In my defense, the funeral I showed up to in jeans was for a 94-year-old woman. Not exactly a tragic event. 94 is a solid run. It's about fucking time. She was 94. The fuck else was she gonna do? Have you ever been to a 94-year-old person's funeral? Nobody's sad. Everyone's just happy to be off work on a Tuesday. Except for your one crazy relative. Like, I just can't believe she's gone. Like, fucking really. She was 94. This one snuck up on you? Okay. Weren't you there when we picked out her casket? That was a fucked up trip to Costco, man. Second category of women single at my age are divorcees. And those women are like Chernobyl. They're beautiful, but something bad happened. And now we all need to leave it alone for a few years. The last category of women single at my age are women that have been single the entire time because their therapist hasn't quite got their pill combo locked down. They still have episodes where they'll break into your apartment and set fire to kittens. I don't even have kittens, she brought them.
After he got kicked out of school, a couple of my friends called and they go, so are you checking his room for drugs? And the answer is, no, I'm not. I went in his room one time, and I'm not doing that again. Oh my God. Have you ever stubbed your toe in a sock? I can see some women's faces, and they look horrified right now. Listen, I don't care. 16-year-old boys jerk off into socks. That's a real thing. You know what? I'm gonna dogpile it. Guess what else? Grown men jerk off into socks. That's also a real thing. If you don't believe it, it's crazy that people don't know that. Like, your man is in the bathroom, and you're like, what are you doing in there? I'm doing my hair. He comes out in a hat. You didn't figure that out? He comes out wearing a hat and one sock, and you did not figure out what was going on. You could, I'm telling you, I know women are like, you guys don't masturbate that much, right? You could stand up right now and do this, and you will touch a guy that jerked off today. That's a fact. The guy at the table was like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And you know what's great? You're bald, so they can just come rub your head and be like, yeah, I can tell. It's still warm. It'll be campfire. Still warm. I'm pretty sure they weren't socks right away. I think they were little boy jerk-off tubes. And then one day a dad was like, my feet are cold, go get me 2 of those. And that's how they became socks. You ever seen an old man wearing penny loafers with no socks? Jerked off twice that day. No, I don't actually think that's real, but I for sure just ruined church for you next time you go. You're gonna walk in and be like, dude, already? It's 10 in the morning. What's wrong with you?
My son watches Scooby-Doo constantly, which may sound harmless, but it's worked its way into his vocabulary, and now he speaks like a nerd from 1953. I have a strange little man falling on the house saying stuff like, "Jeepers, Dad, it's kind of spooky and creepy in here." Really? The kitchen? I'd say dirty. I don't think it goes spooky creepy. Zoinks, let's skedaddle. Let's never talk that way again. I feel like forcing him to watch some Sopranos reruns just to balance him out. This Jinky's dead. What the fuck is going on in this shithole? Yes! Up top. Nice. Take a timeout, but I've never loved you more. It's amazing. My son's a know-it-all, like all 3-year-olds. And they're the worst kind of know-it-alls because they don't know anything. And yet all they do is argue. Like I'll be reading a story like, and then the jaguar walked through the forest. That's a tiger. One of us can read. The jaguar walked through the forest. That's a tiger! Okay, let's play a little game. Raise your hand if you have a degree. This keeps getting worse for you. I graduated on the dean's list. You can't wipe your ass. That is a jaguar. This is a winner. That joke's called dominate. Establish the alpha male. My son was my first child, and when your first child's born, you learn how much you can love another human being, and then they start talking, and you learn how much love and irritation you can feel with the exact same adorable human being. Like in the course of any given day with him, I'll have a moment where I think to myself, I literally couldn't love you any more than I do. And then I'll have another moment, sometimes within the same minute, where I think to myself, I swear to God, if he doesn't stop talking, I'm gonna leave him at the next gas station forever. Shut your tiny face for a minute. I mean, it'd be one thing if he was a good conversationalist, but he's not. All I got is just gibberish and unanswerable questions from the back seat, hour after hour. Driving around with a talkative 3-year-old is like having an insane parrot superglued to your shoulder. Rob, why is there air? Why is there not air? There's ocean in my bed. I'm bigger than you. Rob, why? Stop killing my soul, parrot. Rob, why? Why are you crying? Why are you writing a note? Why is there rope in the kitchen? That joke's called God Bless Alcohol. My son loves superheroes, just like I do. It's pretty sweet. He has the same taste, too. Like he likes Superman, doesn't like Spider-Man. Good call, son. I don't like Spider-Man. I don't think he's a very good superhero. So what are your powers? I got a web. Can you fly or anything? Just kind of more of a swinger. Just kind of swing from my web. That's how we should talk. They always show him kicking ass in some urban setting where he can swing from skyscraper to skyscraper. Big deal. I'd like to see just once him save somebody in a cornfield in Nebraska. Good luck swinging from an ear of corn, you jackass. The Midwest doesn't need you. They said the next Spider-Man movie in Lincoln, Nebraska is going to be just 2 hours of him swinging around the only tall building in town. Just, come closer! I can help you from there! Roll credits. I got a picture of my kids on my cell phone, like every good parent. It comes in handy in ways I didn't expect. Like I'm always on a plane sitting next to some chatty Cathy. If I like talking to them, I show them that picture, we have something new to talk about. If I don't like talking to them, even better. I show them that picture, and they're like, oh, I didn't know you had kids. Oh, I don't. I'm just so precious. And they stop talking to me. That joke's called aviator sunglasses and a thin mustache.
I can't even believe my wife married me. I made so many stupid mistakes courting her. Oh my God. I use that term loosely, courting. The worst fight we ever got into, oh my God. We were like 20 years old, 21, and my sister, we were living in Brooklyn, New York, and my sister was graduating college in upstate New York. Now, I don't have to really tell you guys, most metropolitan cities are the same, where there's like a 15-minute gap on a Friday where you can leave the city and get out to the outskirts without having to bring a tent and some supplies and sleep on a major highway, you know? Traffic can get really, really bad. So I know this frame, this little time frame that I have to get into. So I told my wife, I was like, babe, let me tell you something. We're in. We got to get this thing done. She's like, great. We get in the car. We're driving up 10 minutes away. No traffic. She's talking and she's happy. And I'm just like, oh God, is this whole trip going to be you with your fucking mouth like this? So then she's talking and she stops. She's like, oh my God, I forgot it. I was like, what did you forget? She's like, I forgot the dress. I forgot the dress that I bought for the graduation. I was like, oh, well, you're going to go naked because I'm not going back. She's like, please, we have to go back. I bought this specifically for this. I'm like, fine, fuck it. We turn around, we go back. She goes up to get the dress. I go next door to the deli to grab a couple sandwiches because we're going to need them now. We get back in the car and we are in now bumper to bumper traffic, the worst. And my head is splitting and throbbing and she's eating and she's happy and she's talking to me about everything that's going on with her. And she just kept going. And I finally turned around and like, babe, can you do me a favor? Let's not talk anymore. Let's not speak to one another. Let's just shut all this down. And she's like, you're an asshole. You are an asshole. No one's ever taught you to be a decent human being. And she just kept going. So what did I do? I lost my mind. I grabbed her sandwich out of her lap and I threw it out the fucking window.
Alexa!
So you want your sandwich? Now it's
Alexa! Oh, you can just turn it down.
Oh my God. You are an animal. Like a caged animal. Someone left the door open to. What is wrong with you? But then she was quiet, and I felt like I won. But I'm driving now, and I noticed on the console of my car, there's a huge dollop of mustard, huge. And it came out of her sandwich. It did not come out of mine because I didn't get mustard. So I'm looking at this dollop of mustard, and it's stewing. I'm like, God damn this thing. I'm not cleaning this up. I am not. And I'm saying all this in my head. I'm like, I am not going to do this. I am not. I go, finally I turn and I go, hey babe, you spilled some mustard. You should probably just clean it up. She's like, fuck you, clean up the mustard. Who is Mr. Belvedere in here? And she just kept going. So what did I do? I lost my mind. I looked at her. I was like, oh, don't worry. I'll clean up the mustard. And I grabbed the dress that she bought for the graduation. I wiped the mustard up myself. Holy shit. You know that movie Man on Fire where Denzel shoves that rocket up that guy's ass and it explodes? Well, thank God my wife didn't have an ass rocket because I would have been dead. She jumped out of a moving car. Literally is now running down the road. And I'm like, I'm responsible for her. I have to get her back into the car. I'm like, babe, please come back into the car. I'm so sorry. We never have to talk, but you have to get back in the car. Finally gets back in. We're driving up. Silence, like funeral silence now. And it's apparent that we're never going to speak again. So we get to the graduation, and we check into the hotel. And I went to my room, and I don't know where she went. I thought she was going to look for another boyfriend. But here's a side note. Like I said, my parents love her 1,000 times more than they've ever loved me. So now I'm sleeping in my own room that no one else has a key to. Nobody. And I just feel eyes staring at me. I sort of opened up my one eye, and my dad just leans down and he sticks his fingers in his mouth, like, and he whistles as loud as he can, and my mom just starts throwing things at me. She's throwing everything at me. Then she turns to my dad. She's like, this is all you. You did this. So my dad starts to hit me. Oh, my wife is in the back eating a ham sandwich like this. We got married 5 years later, guys. Miracles happen.
Axe body spray. I've said it before. Fucking stop it. Stop it. All of you. Because girls, you're part to blame. Because you're fucking these dudes. You are. Because if you weren't, the shit wouldn't sell, would it? But it's selling like hotcakes. And ladies, you deserve better. You deserve better than some douchebag that spent $4 more. Axe body spray is proof positive that we, as Americans, will buy whatever the fuck comes on television. Okay? They got us now. They know it. You know what's coming out next? Poop in a box. That's what's next. You're going to be watching TV. There's going to be a close-up of poop in a box. Then they're going to pull back, and there's going to be a hot girl dancing next to poop in a box. every single pop-collared douchebag in the country is gonna go, holy shit. Maybe if I have poop in a box, a pretty girl will dance next to me. So they're gonna run out, they're gonna jump in their Scion. Halfway to Walgreens, common sense is gonna kick in. They're gonna go, wait a minute, I have a box. Axe body spray is a regression as a society. Okay, every time someone uses it,
Alexa,
we all take a step back.
Play Bob Marley.
Here's a station based on Bob Marley.
Sit back, boo boo. Say something? What am I making today? I don't know. Check the mailbox. My bad. I got caught up on this thing. I'll go check. What? I did the modifications on it, but he said he likes it, but I'm not sure on if that's the final product.
strain. Your effect is so potent, it's so insane. You so gummy and sticky like a plaster stain. When they burn out your body, only stems remain. To love it is so risky, I might get detained. You always keep me flying on the highest plane. And anybody know will always proclaim. Your medication makes
Look, you're on TV now. So are you telling me to start cooking now?
Your leaves of green, your presence and dreams, your little kids.
I mean, like, I'm almost, yeah, I'm in the middle of something.
Wonderful girl. And I say to myself, look wonderful girl. Look how body that stood up me. Them fight to be yours, so you know the power and turn yours. Body that stood up me. Them fight to be yours. I know the whole of them are my shares. You're simply a celebrity. I'm a tree. I'm a celebrity. For your energy, but you're an enemy. That you cannot need. There's a remedy in your recipe. Your medication makes me high. Like a patient trying to find meditation. Run your fingers down my spine. Meditation. The medication makes me high. All your feet and with a little bit of black and appearance to her indoors, not a stick nor sleep. And she never posts like shows up in so steep. No fertilizer, natural baby feed. No cross pollination, she's a real pure breed. Cultivated with love and she's not going for free. She's everything I want and also all I need. Your medication makes me high. Like a patient trying to find meditation. Run your fingers down my
Alexa, play the Weekend Radio.
The Weekend Radio from Pandora.
Alright, you guys.